Welcome to Environmental Expression. My name is Ashley Frankel, and I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator here at the Freshkills Park Alliance. This is the first video in a series that will be exploring the intersection of natural and built environments, their influence on Staten Island creatives, as well as themes of transformation both in Staten Island and at Freshkills Park. We hope you enjoy. Hi, today I am with Marguerite Maria Rivas. She is the Staten Island Poet Laureate. And I have the pleasure today of speaking with Marguerite to learn more about how her poetry practice is connected to and inspired by nature.
Hi, I'm a native Staten Islander. I grew up on the South Shore in the 60s and 70s. It was very wooded area. Our lives playing in nature. I mean, that's what we did because we played in the woods. That was our backyard. When we lived, when I grew up, my little friends and I, there were so many mosquitoes that there used to be a truck that would come by. We call him the Mosquito Man, and he'd come by, and we would run after it with these billowing clouds of most likely DDT. And I actually wrote a poem about it, which is quite popular among people of a certain age. And we would ride our bikes behind it, but it was like that wooded, and there was marshland and all of that required that. I see things on Staten Island, whether in a natural environment or a built environment, that I find beautiful. It's very interesting because when I talk about, the built environments, like essentially for me, when I was a little girl, all those little trees, the trees that big trees that we played in, and were all felled. And all the woods were foundations. So the environment became built upon us, kind of encroached upon us. And it changed the way that, I think it changed very much the way that we use parks, because ultimately we sought the parks. Like where I live on the North Shore, I find that there's some peace and solace in, just sitting in a park surrounded by apartment buildings and hearing voices and observing people at play, going to work, and just feeling like part of that environment in which I live.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about the role that development plays in different parts of our life. Because I know at Freshkills, we're now kind of a park in the process of becoming a public park. But the original plan before there was a landfill was to just fill in the wetlands and then develop residential, industrial, and commercial spaces on top of that. And so I'm curious, what do you think it could look like in the future moving forward to have poetry at a place like Freshkills?
So here's what I think. I would love to see a public art and poetry installation. Like, for example, in Boston, they have raining sidewalks. So there's a substance that that is water repellent. And what they do is they have a contest, and well they started with some famous poets, like Langston Hughes, for example, and then they started to have a competition for poets. And what they would do is stencil a poem on a sidewalk, and this could be done easily oh my gosh, couldn't this be done beautifully on the walk-up? When it's not wet, you can't see it, but when it rains, the poem appears. But there's also that marriage of built and natural environment.
Absolutely. And kind of with that, I know you had a poem prepared to read for us that kind of touches on that a little bit.
This is called Workday Sonnet. A lumbering bus makes its way around the curve, past Borough Hall, then up Bay Street. Tired islanders nod off, keep heads down, bent over cell phones. send a text or tweet, are mostly happy to be going home. Commuting life is complicated. Leave in the dark, return just in time to roam through the trails at Clove Lakes Park, watch the sunset. Unburdened, you're alone except for your dog, who also understands the long workday is a slog. But in the woods, you're free and far away from the city's loud bustle and ringing. Calmer now, leave two tree frogs sing.